Are you in there?
Get to the chopper!
I'm stuck outside you. Ooh.
Round one. Fight. Rambo wins.
Godson!
There!
What are your views on the romantic scenes of the Titanic?
Oh, just beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
my
thank
apologies for the wait. You're a Bombay bad boy.
The Bombay bad boy.
Bon appetit.
Thank you very much.
Delicacy.
Oui, oui.
Bomb.
Mm.
Bomb.
Sniff, darling. It's delicious.
Take me to your hula.
Hello?
Hello, emergency services.
Ambulance! Ambulance! Please help! Help!
Putting you through now.
Please! Hello, ambulance services. How can we help you?
Help! Help! My friend, he's just been run over. We need an ambulance here.
Oh no. So what do you want?
An ambulance!
Oh no, there's no ambulances at the moment. They've all gone shopping.
But we need an ambulance right now.
Yeah, hang over, mate. Can you just hold on for just a second? You're really important and stuff, but can you just hold on for,
What the fuck? Help us!
Hello, it's me again. Finished my calling now, and I'm plastered.
We need a fucking ambulance. Are you gonna help us or not?
Yeah, mate, I had a look. You're gonna need to apply online, because all the ambulances have gone shopping. Website is, ambulance.org.
But...
Yeah, bye. dopey bastard.
Pete, you didn't put the phone down.
Oh, bum.
Now, Mr. Randall, what seems to be the problem? If you just pop your mouth open for me. Yes, I see what this problem is. Don't worry, this isn't going to hurt a bit. So am I recording or am I running with you or what?
Could run with me.
I'll just run along you and film by your side, yeah?
Huh?
I'll just run along you and film you like this, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
Right. 3, 2, 1.